What's up, Chuckleheads? It's your boy Jay Berg and
Colton Drake.
Welcome to episode 8 of the Stand Up Snobs podcast. Our subject tonight, the very famous, the very successful, probably top of his game comedian, probably top of everybody's game comedian right now, Nate Bargatze. Okay, his special, Your Friend Nate Bargatze, premiered Christmas Eve, I believe. That is his 4th Netflix special, his 5th special overall. His 4th total special, 3rd Netflix special. He did have one in 2023 on Amazon Prime. He actually, did you know he was nominated for a Grammy for Hello World?
No, I didn't.
No, not Hello World. For The Greatest Average American, the second one.
Dude.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being nominated for a Grammy off of a stand-up special? That's awesome.
I mean, that is a category, though. Like
every year?
Yeah. Best comedy album.
Oh, shit. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, it used to be like Weird Al won it like every year.
Yeah.
Because it was like that kind of comedy, but
right.
they don't really differentiate on it anymore.
If you're getting a stand-up special to win that, though, that's pretty sweet.
Sick, dude. But he only got nominated. What a fucking loser, dude.
Hey, I'm happy just to be nominated. You know?
Yeah, I would be happy to get a special mentioned by more than 4 people in a dark alley somewhere.
Even have a special?
Have a special,
Yeah. That'd be cool.
I'm acting like I already had one. It just didn't go that well. That's
you didn't get nominated out of it.
So Nate Bargatze started comedy in Chicago. He moved to New York City, and that's where things really started picking up for him. He's from Tennessee. He moved back to Tennessee. He's now in Nashville. And let's see, like I said, his first comedy, half-hour comedy special was 2011 Comedy Central Presents. He put out an album 2015, Nate Bargatze Full-Time Magic. I would submit that the turning point in his career was his half-hour episode in the stand-ups, the Netflix series, the stand-ups. That's what turned me onto him, and had me going through his back catalogs, which I feel like kind of calling yourself a comedy snob and then not discovering Nate Bargatze till 7 years after he started or whatever is kind of weak, but whatever.
Well, we're stand-up snobs, so we don't.
But by the time Tennessee Kid came out, that thing was huge. The Tennessee Kid made it huge.
Tennessee Kid was great.
His half hour in the stand-ups was incredible, and I was like, this guy's awesome.
And that was on Netflix as well, right?
Yep, that was also on Netflix, yeah.
And they don't seem to be like they're doing that anymore, really.
I think they did 2 seasons of it.
And then they kind of quit.
There was a ton of people who I discovered through that too.
Yeah. Dusty.
Dusty Slay was great on it. Best Stelling, I really liked her, although I didn't really like her hour-long special. We'll do that one later. We'll just crap all over that.
Okay.
So yeah, that's Nate Bargatze. Just to remind you, we have a beer of the week. Our beer this week is Brick West Brewing Company. That's right here in Spokane, Washington. Beer of the week is we're drinking a juicy India Pale Ale called the Westbound Train. That sounds like it's a badass name, Westbound Train. I'm into it.
Yeah, makes me want to leave.
What do you think? Impressions of the beer?
It's very good. Very good.
There you go.
I can't drink 1,000 of these though because they'll get me
heavy,
fat.
dude.
Yeah, they'll
They're
get me
heavy as
fat.
hell,
I'll
dude.
look like a Ninja Turtle if I keep drinking these.
So yeah, check out Brick West Brewing if you can. Local Spokane brewery, or local to us anyway. Not to you people in Quebec and Ontario. We got listeners in Quebec and Ontario now, dude.
Well, you guys know who you are.
Huge. You do. You should, because you're the only one. So from each province.
You guys.
But yeah, thanks a lot for listening and checking this out. We actually got one of our episodes over 100 listens, which isn't a huge amount, but it's small victories. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hell yeah. We're loving it. We're appreciating it.
This one's gonna hit 250 in a week. That's what Mom said. So
nice. She said 1,000.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm dividing by 4 just for exaggeratory effect.
Okay.
Just to be realistic about it. If we hit 250 in a week, I'd be very happy about that. That'd be incredible. But yeah, so Brick West Brewing is our brewery of the week. Let's talk a little bit, real quick recap. Gigs last week. How'd you do? What'd you do? Anything?
Yeah. I did like a private party for a group of truckers out at Draft Zone in Post Falls.
Yeah, you did.
That was a lot of fun. Those people were a great time. You never know too with doing like for a company or something that could go south fast, and they were
private gig
on board.
Yeah, let's see. It was you. It was Chris Jessup, and it was Harry Riley.
Yep.
They fed you. They paid you.
Yeah, it was
all
awesome.
the good things, man.
Got us 2 free drinks.
Yeah, it was only 2 free drinks, or it was 2 free drinks. I didn't know that.
Oh, it was 1 free drink.
Oh,
yeah.
What was the 2 all about?
Well, I got a single.
Stole someone else's?
No, I got a single, and then she was like, "Oh, you guys get a free drink," because I got a shot on the side, and I was like, "Ah, should have put that in there." And she's like, "Okay."
So she gave you 2 because she's like, you can't afford this shit.
Yeah, that's why. Yep.
Yeah, right on. So I was out at the Draft Zone in Post Falls. That was great. I went out and attended the show. I booked it. I got paid to not do comedy. Boom! I got a booker fee, big time.
Nice, damn. Look at you.
It was a good time. I went out prime. I got paid in prime rib and Little Smokies, dude.
I didn't even have any of the food.
Oh, it was fantastic. The prime rib was clutch, dude.
Really?
It was great.
Damn.
I had 2 big old pieces. I felt my heart stop. I was like, this is probably more than I need.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent out there. Yeah, you did well. Everybody did well.
It was fun.
Colton made a bunch of truckers blush, so that's how you know where his cleanliness of his comedy's going. He's just talking about bodily fluids the whole time, and then
It's not true.
he wouldn't explain what DP stood for because he's like, that's too dirty.
It is too dirty.
You were just
They need
talking
to figure it
about
out.
you were just talking about bodily functions and fluids for like 10 solid minutes. You're like,
I did
don't
not
wanna hear about
not
that.
for 10 minutes. I had a couple lines
A couple
that
lines,
insinuate.
a couple lines that were 4 minutes each. Is that what we were talking about? That insinuate? No, no.
yeah.
You full on said words. You said ejaculate, only the grosser word for it.
At one time.
Several times. Come on, man.
Well,
Come on, man.
I only remember. Okay, I said it twice.
At least.
Okay, 2 times though. And then I
If I
insinuated.
said 5, I think I would still be under. But in any case, doesn't matter. The
They
point
loved
is,
it, dude.
was fun. We had a good time last week.
was
Also,
fun.
we each did a guest set last weekend
Yep.
for Phil Kopsinski, headline the Comedy Club, the Spokane Comedy Club. He had a monster set on Friday early show.
Yeah.
He
murdered
crushed.
it.
It was one of my favorite sets he's ever had. He was in the rhythm. He was fun, which was great. That was the show that and it was a full crowd too. I was on that one, which was great, except for the microphone kept cutting out throughout my entire set.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was doing stand up at the McDonald's drive-through window, like back in the '80s when those things never worked right. We're just like, so that was my excuse for why my jokes didn't go well. Maybe they heard everything and they're just like, no, that was terrible.
Well, yeah, it was tough because it would just kind of take away from the momentum.
Yeah,
But it was
and then-
happening to everybody. That did not
Yeah.
go away.
Well, until they got the new mic, which I would love them to do when I was up there. That would have been nice. But
Yeah.
whatever. They were cool about it. Whatever a guest set. It's better happening during a guest set than anyone who's getting paid for the show.
Right.
And you did the late show.
Yep.
Yeah. Smaller turnout, but
Smaller turnout, but the mic didn't go out on me. So
yeah.
there's that.
There
Did
you
start
go.
going out on Brandon, though, when he was on stage.
That poor Brandon or Brendan?
Brandon.
Yeah, they had a Brandon and a Brendan. Yeah, Brandon White, right?
Brandon
And then
White was the
Brendan Gay.
host. Yep.
Yeah, they were nice guys. Those guys were cool.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that was our
Brandon
last week.
Gay was the feature. Yeah.
Without further ado, let's get into that's the past. Let's go to the future.
Let's look at it.
Let's go to the present and the future. We'll give you a little taste of your friend Nate Bargatze. Again, this is his special that released on Netflix on Christmas Eve.
My wife, she runs everything, but I do my own laundry. One day, I was like driving home, and it popped in my head, and I was like, all right, I'll bring that up. I mean, I didn't bring it up that day. I was like, I'm sure there will be a time where we'll be in some fight, I'll be losing this fight, and then I just come, I'm like, I do my own laundry. I went to career day for my daughter's school, so I was hoping to sit at a table alone. They put me at a table with a surgeon, which I think they did it on purpose. Almost to show the kids, here's the difference between reading. They asked him, how long do you go to school to be a surgeon? You know, and he's like 54 years or whatever. It's like, and they asked me, they're like, how long to be a comedian? I was like, you're good now, so. Look, finish elementary school, make your parents happy, but then I'd get out and get after it.
And there it was. That was the trailer for Nate Bargatze's newest special. Once again, it's called Your Friend Nate Bargatze. Came out on Christmas Eve, man. Watched it. I watched it several times.
Same.
Yeah, I just was like yesterday. Like I think I probably watched it a total of 4 times, but I didn't catch all of it every time because I was doing laundry
yep.
and I was doing this, so I was like coming back and forth into it. I watched it all the way through once first, and then I wanted to remind myself of some parts, and so I was catching it up.
Same.
Overall impressions, man. What did you think?
I thought it was awesome, dude.
Okay.
I thought it was really awesome. He is an expert, especially when it comes to doing clean comedy. Like, yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, I would say of his specials is my least favorite, but that is really not. I mean, it's because I like his other specials so much. And I think really the main thing for me, the only thing that actually bothered me, is the round setting. I don't like the round setting. He's done it for his last 2 specials. For him especially, he's already so slow in his delivery. In a large venue like that, you have to
Be slower.
pause even more.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it when I went to, because I went to this tour too. That also might be part of the reason why I wasn't as like, oh my God, this is so great. Because I did see this set when he went on tour this summer. I didn't notice that like gap and like the length. I don't think you notice it when you're in the audience, but when you're watching something on TV, it's a lot different. You catch things a lot quicker. You're not there.
Well, I felt like my TV might have been being weird, or I was like, are people talking or something? Because it was like
There was like a low murmur. Like,
yeah, for a
lot,
long
For
time.
most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was even a couple parts where he did some stuff that was like sort of anti his wife, not anti his wife. You know, he's giving his wife a little shit, and it's like there were a couple. It sounded like groans that weren't like "this is okay" groans. They were like, "Come on, man!" Like that kind of. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well, that audience too. I mean, he has built that kind
Sure,
of from the ground
100%.
up too, and they kind of expect a certain
yeah,
style, I think, from him.
yeah. And so yeah, like I said, least favorite of my specials are his, but I do attribute it to the setting, and I don't think that the material is as strong as I thought. Tennessee Kid was incredible, and I thought that the album Full Time Magic was awesome. My favorite joke his ever is the getting to, or like people wanted his buddies trying to get him into a fight with somebody that his wife used to
On the
date
boat?
on the boat.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna have to swim over to that fight.
Yeah.
And then he's talking about having to get help in the boat. He's like, the guy I'm going to fight is going to have to help me in. He's like, come on, help me in this boat. I can't tell you why I'm swimming over here, but come on, man. Like, it's so funny.
His wife being like, "Oh, I used to date that guy. We
Yeah.
were having a great time."
Yeah.
Like, I didn't need to know this information.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I thought I just love those 2 albums so much. I think they're so clever that it's just such a high bar that it's like Bill Burr Let It Go to me. It doesn't matter how many albums Bill Burr puts out, how good they are. I'm never going to think they're as good as that one. Because that was sort of the discovery too. That's the other part.
Right.
It's like your first love, you know?
Yes, I do know what you're saying. I think there was a couple jokes in there though that to me I was like, this. I totally relate to this.
Okay. Go in or talk about one. Pick one.
Well, without going
Doesn't have
into
to be favorut joke. Just,
doesn't have to be, but it could be favorite joke.
Yeah, it can be too. Either, whatever you want.
Okay. So my favorite joke also, I mean, I don't know. I've never liked reading. So his jokes about reading and how he's like, oh, like my eyes are really good at it, but my brain's too dumb for my eyes or whatever.
Yeah.
I love that.
Listeners
joke,
of this podcast will not be surprised by you saying that you don't like to read.
I
That is
don't.
Not
Nobody
something
likes
that's gonna be.
If you like to read, you're a loser, dude.
Yeah.
TV is out. Yeah.
Right. If you like to read, you're a loser. If you like to listen to podcasts, you're awesome.
You are really cool, man. And if you
Really, really
listen
cool.
to audiobook, then I respect you.
Yeah, I
you're
figured you'd
reading
like
a
that.
book.
I mean, that is funny. Like my eyes are really good at reading. His brain isn't.
Yeah.
You know.
Give me some blank pages so I get
give
my
me some
head
blank
above
pages.
water.
Yeah.
That's just so funny.
It has so many words. Just yeah.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
Yeah,
he
he
really
plays
likes to play the dumb,
ignorant.
rube.
It's very like ignorant kind of.
It's the rube from Tennessee, man. It's the small town rube from Tennessee, the aw shucks guy who doesn't get. I mean, he makes intentional grammar errors. I know he can speak correctly. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
He's way too smart. That's the other thing that's
It's part of the act.
kind of, I won't say annoying, but it's like not. It's to the point it's not believable because you're like, dude, you can't be as clever as you are and be able to put things and then just be a total moron.
Yeah.
But I mean, the character is great.
No.
I mean, it's insane.
It's so funny.
Yeah, intentionally mispronouncing things. Intentional grammar errors, all that stuff. Some of the stuff I do believe he mispronounces things accidentally wrong as well. But like he does a whole bit where he's talking about oil,
Poems. Poems. Or how's he saying?
He says it so weird.
Yeah.
It's like
Poems or something.
whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know
I can't
what it
even
is.
say it.
I
the way
can't
he
say it
says
wrong like that. not an idiot.
Yeah, but he basically intentionally mispronounces a bunch of words, and then makes jokes out of it. I mean, that's his style. You're not going to hear any. You're not going to hear a bunch of bodily fluid Colton Drake jokes. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, you're not going to hear.
You're not going to hear any racial stuff. You're not going to hear any political stuff. It's going to be very, very straight laced.
Yeah,
comedy you can put on in front of your grandma, dude. That's what what his comedy.
And
is.
I think it's relatable for people too. I mean, obviously people relate to it.
Sure. I mean, he's actually clean. Like he's not even. Like, we talk about Jim Gaffigan being clean. Jim Gaffigan is not clean like Nate Bargatze is clean. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He'll still talk about subjects.
Yeah.
That are
Nate don't even talk
racy.
about God.
No.
Really. Like,
dude, he won't. I mean,
yeah.
he won't at all. Yeah. So overall, we both really liked it. I would just say if I'm ranking his specials, I think it's at the bottom. And again, I think it's got to be weird to do a round. We talked about this a little bit off air, but. To do a round theater as a comic, especially, I don't know, he moves around enough. It's probably not as bad. I move all the time, so I don't think it would be that big of a deal for me to do a round. It'd be very simple.
I could totally do a stadium like Nate Bargatze
no
did.
problem at all. Nate, if you're listening, no problem with the round. If you guys do Bridgestone Arena, if you do,
I'll look at everybody in the eyes.
The Rose
It'll be
Bowl,
not a problem.
If you do the Rose Bowl and you need somebody to open for you, no problem. I can do that.
What did you think about his daughter introducing him?
He does it every time now. I'm tired of it.
You hate it.
No, I don't. I don't really hate it. I don't really hate
That's
it.
funny.
I actually think it's kind of cool because
It is cool.
it is cool. I mean, it's cool that he gets to. First of all, it's cool that he gets to travel with his family.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he does it everywhere, but if that's kind of the thing, like she didn't introduce him in Spokane. Maybe she doesn't go to Spokane. She goes to other places, but. If they're able to travel together, that's kind of awesome. You know what I mean? Like, maintain the family unit and also go on tour because he's on tour all the time.
Right.
Dude is crushing.
Well, and I think that
right
helps with him being super clean. You can bring his little kids to stuff.
That's a good point, dude. That's a very good point. I didn't even think about that part. That's very, very, very true. Yeah, she. I think it is cool because you can see her grow up through the. I think it's only 3 of them, or I think in 3 of them I've seen her introduce him. Oh, she introduced him in 2, and she called him on the phone in one of them, I believe.
Yeah.
But the intro is always her introducing. So if you're going to do the starting right into a joke, if you're going to do the intro part, having that as kind of your thing is pretty cool. It also leans into his whole family thing. And,
And it's different. Nobody's doing that.
But you see her grow up, too. Like, if she's still doing it, dude, she's probably going to open for him in 20 years.
Probably. Dumb as hell.
No, she's like a Rhodes Scholar. She'd be the exact opposite. My dad's so dumb. All of her stories are going to be the exact same stories, just from her perspective of how
all her.
dumb
She's going to be a super dirty comic.
So filthy.
Like the opposite.
Like, who was that? It was Adrian Appalucci who was talking about. Well, I guess her mom was really dirty and she's dark.
Right.
But yeah, super clean and then extra filthy.
Yeah.
She's just talking about her squatch the whole time.
The polar opposite.
It'd be rough, dude.
He probably wouldn't listen to it.
I mean, he would. So you had the theory that Jim Gaffigan is not that dirty in real life. I have the same theory with Bargatze for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't buy at all that he's like.
Do you listen to his pod?
I've listened to his. I don't listen to it religiously. I do listen to it occasionally.
But that's clean.
It's clean. Yes,
right?
because that's his brand. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know that. I don't know if it's quite as clean.
I haven't listened to much of it.
Yeah, it's clean. And that's the Nateland podcast. It's got him. Dusty Slay is on it now. He just went into it. And then 2 other Nashville guys. Their names are slipping. One of them's coming to the Spokane Comedy Club headlining here pretty soon. I forget his name. But both of them are stand-ups in their own right. Pretty good stand-ups in their own right. That seems to happen. They coagulate.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Not hangers on like Colton Drake is hanging on to me for dear life as I rocket up the charts with my sub. Dude,
delusion is such an important part of being a stand-up.
Totally true. Yeah. But yeah, I do think it's cool. Like, you'll get to see her grow up. I mean, I hope if he keeps, at this point, he should keep doing that every time.
Yeah.
Unless she's like busy. She's like, I'm not doing that. I got shit to do. You know what I mean?
I gotta go to my job.
She's like,
where I work with water meters.
Or she just hates him.
I liked when I did think it was cool with all the camera lights on in the stadium, all the phone lights. or whatever. Not camera lights, but the phone. Everybody
Oh,
had
when
their
they
light
start.
on.
Okay, so at the start of the special, man.
Yeah.
The start of the special, everybody in the audience has their phones up with their lights on. It's either their lights on or it looks like they're filming the stage.
But that is interesting in the fact that he allowed people to bring their phones in for that kind of show. You know what I mean? Especially for a
that's a good point.
special. Usually, like, Dave Chappelle or something, they're taking your phones, they're putting them in a locker, whatever. They let everybody have their phones,
Yeah.
which is kind of odd.
I mean, he's probably not real worried about it. He's putting it out on Netflix. You know what I mean? Like, and also he's not going to say anything weird.
Yeah.
He's not that kind of comic. But
That's
yeah,
true.
I get
but
what
you
you're
don't
saying,
want
though.
anybody
You're
to ruin
right.
your jokes either.
I
Because
get what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah. He also walked out to Sunday Best by Surfaces. What did you think about his walkout song?
Whatever. It was fine.
It was fine.
Yeah. I don't really give a shit on walkout music. It doesn't really move the needle for me.
Gotcha.
Unless it's terrible or great, it doesn't really.
It was too happy for me.
But he's pretty happy.
Yeah.
Kind of
I don't want to
his
hear it.
mojo. What do you want to like? You want to have go out to Guar? Like what?
That'd be sick. Yeah.
That wouldn't make any sense at all, though.
Yeah. But I mean, it doesn't have to be that. I don't know. That
You
we're
wanted something
nitpicking.
more upbeat?
This is stand-up snobs. We're nitpicking.
Yeah.
No, that was plenty upbeat. That was too upbeat for me.
Oh
Put on my Sunday
no,
best.
but I mean,
whatever.
so what did you want? Something darker? I don't understand.
I don't know. I just didn't want that.
What's the alternative? What do you suggest for his walk-up song?
I would really
An
have to.
original?
Really have to think about an original would be sweet. Yeah, maybe have his daughter sing something. Yeah.
You would have hated that way more. Are you kidding me? If you didn't like the upbeat nature of it, having some like nasally kids singing like "I've been working on the railroad" as he comes on.
That'd be awesome, dude.
You're so full of it. You would hate that.
That'd be awesome. That was okay. That was the one.
You're being inconsistent.
That song was okay. It was just so happy,
Wow.
just too happy.
Ridiculous.
You know what I mean?
All right.
I don't know.
I mean, I didn't have anything else for that. 2024, man. Big year for jacket over the t-shirt. Huh?
Yeah.
Fashionista. Let's get into it, dude.
Fashionista,
He
all
went
right.
jacket over the t-shirt. That's like out of the 8 specials, 9 of them have had jackets over t-shirts.
Can I hit my fashionista drop?
You don't have a fashionista.
Fashionista.
Oh, you're doing this. You're doing the acapella drop. Got it.
Yeah. I've been doing it. I've
All
have
right.
to. So what I will say, fashionista wise, looked amazing, dude. The beard was tight. The jacket was good, right? The Adidas shoes. He looked clean. I like that jacket he had on. His nipple covers essentially.
Nah.
Those looked good, right? He looked hot.
He had.
He looked hot.
If you didn't watch the special, which maybe you should, but yeah, it was a tan jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that right, or are you just saying it's tan?
Yeah. We're running with it.
All right, it's some sort of color of jacket
Yeah, it was a nice jacket.
over a dark T-shirt.
Black.
Yeah, he had white Adidas and
Yep.
jeans on. Right?
Yep. Black jeans.
Yeah, black jeans, white Adidas.
Yep. His hair looked good.
He had good.
He used to have
he's
the
got
most
salt and
goofy
pepper
hair.
dude. He's got that old guy. He's got the good salt and pepper hair.
Yeah.
Full head of hair, but salt and peppery. I think that's a good way to age.
Dude, he
man.
is
A little
kind of
bit in
hitting his
room.
prime.
Yeah,
as far
I
as looks
agree.
go.
He looks good.
If you go back and look at him, he looked like a doofus.
Oh
dude.
yeah, dude. Yeah.
He used to look
As
like a dork
a-
Magoo.
Yeah, it's sort of a pudgy faced, like clean shaven dude. He's
Well, and
a
he had like
very
bangs. He used to have
good-looking
like
dude.
weird little
They're
bangs.
very good looking. I said very weird looking dude. Very weird looking dude.
Now he doesn't look weird at all.
No,
He looks
totally
great.
normal.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks
10
great.
out of 10 fashionista.
10 out of 10. I think that's the first 10 out of 10. that
Is
we've
it?
been given. Well, I mean, it should be. You shouldn't be giving out 10s like candy over here.
Well, no, I might have given one to Josh Wolf.
2 different people got
Josh
10 out of 10 in
Josh Wolf.
Fashionista. 1/4 of the people that we've done so far, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Uh-huh.
That's
Both-
why I can't respect your opinion.
Both of them have nipple covers on. That's where
10 out of 10. You should give that out once every 20. Ridiculous, man.
no, if they're wearing good, I'm commenting, I'm going off of how good they look.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. If you look like shit, I'd say that. Or look bad, I'd say that.
It's such a reflection of the current society where everything's the best or the worst and nobody has any frame.
It's not true. What did I
actual-
grade? What did I grade the last person on?
I don't know.
Not
you think
10
I
out
keep
of
a
10.
tally? I don't give it doesn't matter, dude. It's on a bell curve.
Alana
10 out of 10
Glazer.
should happen. Hardly ever.
Alana Glazer got something.
Like a 6 or something?
Yeah.
Alana Glazer got something great. Excellent analysis, Colton. Thanks for the input. She probably got a 9
No, she did not.
or a 1.
No, she was.
No, she'd never give anybody a 1. That's right. You wouldn't give anybody a 1. That's true.
That is not true. I don't think
Did you give Gaffigan a 0?
Gaffigan got a real low number.
It wasn't a 0, I don't think.
No, but it was low.
Which is good, because if 3
was
people
bad.
were extreme out of the 8 people we did, I'd hate it.
Alana Glazer didn't get the best fashionista.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. You're not understanding what I'm saying.
I am
Just
understanding
move
what
on.
you're saying.
No,
He was 10 out of 10. That's what I'm saying. Doubling
he
down.
was 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
So
Looked
was
great.
Josh Wolf or anybody else that Colton wants to one day work with. 10 out of 10.
You think I want to work with Nate
Bootlicker.
Bargatze?
Yeah, I think you do. I would love to.
I'd get kicked out of there so fast.
I know. I mean, you figure something out. I wanted to talk one more visualistic thing before we get on to anything else, and so this is sort of in the fashionista realm. It's weird to me when they film it around the way that they do it. I wonder how many extra cameras that takes.
That's a good point.
Because like you probably have to have one. They probably have 8 cameras focused in real tight at every different area. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
in order to catch everything.
You got a few
So I bet
dudes
you
running
you
around.
probably got like 12 cameras on them at least. I have no idea what the normal amount is. I bet it's double to triple the normal amount that you would have. So I wonder how much more that costs to film. I mean, not that he's worried about it, but
Right.
and dude's printing money right now, man. He's been
Well-
on SNL 47 times.
Or he doesn't walk around at all, and he just has a couple camera dudes, and then in post they just mirror it.
They
So it
AI
looks-
am walking around like what?
Oh, they just mirror it so it just flips, make it look like he's
Ridiculous.
standing the other way.
Ridiculous. His mole moved to the left side. Yeah, I'm sure they would do that rather than just hire a couple of. Yeah. Wait, his wedding ring's on his right hand. It's crazy. All right, so going. What else did you like? Excuse me. Something else you wanted to talk about.
Something else I wanted to talk about.
You just went.
Oh
into it,
yeah, I
and
was
then
going into
interrupted
his tempo. His tempo is super slow, and
you. Yeah,
I
too slow.
I really like that. You think it's too slow?
Yeah, I absolutely think it was too slow. For a recorded special. The first half of it was part of the reason that I didn't love it, because I'm like, oh, there aren't hardly any jokes in here, because it's just line, long pause, one
Yeah.
more line, really long pause,
But those
and
laughs,
a lot of those lines aren't getting laughs. He's just setting stuff up.
yeah. But I kind of liked it just as a confidence move, man. Like, you know, you look so comfortable up there. If you're going up there and you're taking that much time and you have that many people looking at you,
Yeah,
you know, I
mean-
really looked. I was really observing his tempo, and that's something I even tried to apply into my stand-up set on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Is just trying to slow down, because it's easy to kind of just rush through things too.
yeah. As far as him being comfortable, definitely for sure. I don't know. I don't know that the pace was necessarily just reflecting his comfort. I mean, he clearly looks way at ease at this point on
Yeah.
stage, and I would kind of be surprised if he didn't look that way, even if he is, nervous or whatever. And I would imagine he'd still get nervous. I don't know how you wouldn't
Yeah,
film a special ever.
I wonder
think
how
if you
many
did, I would
tapings.
be like, dude, I'd be out.
I wonder how many
That's a good
tapings
question.
it took.
Good question. Was it 2-nighter? Was it 4 tapings? Was it 8? I have
Was
no
it?
idea.
Did he knock it out in one?
Probably not.
That's how you get the same the camera guys, and you just have them move, and you just operate on a different side of the stage for different jokes. Boom.
So you're only filming half the stage each special
I'm just playing.
or each filming.
Yeah, I'm just playing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just edit it together.
Yeah, it's a great idea, man.
Make it, save money on camera guys. Boom.
You're good. Yeah, you're just edit it together. I like what you think editing is. Just like just edit it together, dude.
You see
What's
how many
up
people
about?
were on the post
edit
edit
it.
shit?
It's fine.
There's a bunch of them.
A ton of people.
Bunch of people editing it.
So many people were. All right, that's funny. That's what I had on what I didn't like.
Was his tempo?
Was long pauses. Was the length of his pauses.
I think.
Especially
Well,
in
and
the
some of
beginning.
those.
At the end, it got better because it wasn't even that the pauses were shorter. It was just like more of the lines were laugh lines.
Yeah.
More of the lines got reaction, and so I wasn't sitting there waiting for nobody to do anything and then have him talk again.
Yeah. I think too, if you were there, it was probably because you could even hear murmurings and stuff as you were watching the special. I felt like I was hearing stuff on my TV, and I was like, "What in the hell?"
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
And
there
so
was like
he could probably hear those way louder.
Audible murmur in the background, kind of constantly.
Yeah, and that's what they say to do too if you're doing stadiums or you're doing theaters or whatever, to leave more time for a pause so that everybody can kind of laugh.
Who's they? Judy Carter? Was it Judy Carter?
Jude Law.
Yeah. They don't know that joke. They just think you're dumb. Jude Law is the name that Colton gave to Judy Carter.
Yeah, that's what I call her.
Renowned comedy Bible
Yeah, she wrote the Comedy Bible.
Comedy Bible writer.
I could never remember her name, so I just started calling her Jude Law.
Yeah, Jude Law, baby.
It's an inside joke.
Up and coming. That actually goes right into listener mail. Let's talk about. Let's go to listener mail. You know, anything else you want to talk about with Nate Bargatze? I mean, what are we gonna say? We're gonna say
yeah, no, it was awesome. I already told my favorite joke. Oh, what was your favorite joke?
Oh, I love the asides. I love his asides, and so I have a handful of them, or like 3 of them here that I really like. They're either callbacks or they're just really quick lines that don't necessarily get their own laugh. He starts the whole thing out with his first job was at a water treatment, or his last job was at a water treatment plant as a water meter reader. 20 minutes later into the special, he's talking to some guy, giving him a petition outside of a Walmart or whatever, and the guy's like telling him about all the bad things that are happening to Earth, and one of them is they're poisoning the water, and he's like, "Not on my watch." And I just thought that was really funny inside.
His callbacks were tight, dude.
He said he couldn't pronounce oil. He pronounced it oil. And then he said in Southern Community College, they should teach you that. Like, hey, man, you're going to be working with this a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that was pretty funny.
I liked when he did the job fair joke about being at the job fair and how he was sitting at the table with the surgeons or whatever.
You mean Career Day?
Yeah, Career Day. Thank you. And then
that
somebody
one's on the trailer we played for you.
Yeah, but somebody says to him, like, what subjects do you use in your comedy? And he's like,
English.
Yeah, mostly English.
Yeah, mostly English. Yeah,
that was awesome.
All right, so that's our. We're gonna close the book on old Nate Bargatze. If you haven't checked it out, I mean, he's awesome. There's no two ways about it.
You can put it on in front of anybody.
Yep, absolutely.
And
you
you're
can
not
watch
hurt
it.
any feelings.
Yep, you can watch it with 8-year-olds, 90-year-olds, Jews, Puerto Ricans. It doesn't matter. Whoever you want. So we got our first piece of mail. Moving on to our next subject.
Yeah.
We got our first piece of mail. That mail came from our buddy Vito DeMeo.
Yeah.
And he asked a few questions. So one of the questions he asked is because we're such amazing comics, he wants to know from us and our vast experience what to do or what not to do at open mics as a new comic or as a comic in general. So Vito's a great dude, really, really nice guy. And he also said we were amazing, so I think he's a bit of a liar.
Thanks, Vito. I'll take it.
Nice guy, buddy. So yeah, you got any suggestions for what to do, what not to do? I have a long list.
Well, then why don't you go ahead?
Okay, I'll just go through some things, and if you want to add on to that letter, later do so. 1, don't ask for special accommodations. You're at an open mic.
Yes.
Don't ask for walk-up music. They're not going to give it to you for one.
Yeah. Don't ask to do 15 minutes on the closing spot.
Don't ask to do 15 minutes on a closing spot.
Yeah.
Don't ask for them to plug you in. If you have an instrument or something, you're just going to have to go a cappella or have your own PA system. That's just the way it's going to have to be, and especially the first few times. I mean, it's possible you get good enough, they'll figure this out. So no special accommodations. Here's a big one for me, and it's going to sound like I'm more of a dick than I am. But
well, that's not true, but go ahead.
Don't try to elbow your way into social circles.
Oh.
If you are a new comic, or just don't, whatever. So and I'll say this specifically, it's not about me. Every time I see someone, so Harry J. Riley, Philip Kopsinski, we talk about them all the time. They're the 2 main headliners in our area. Mm-hmm. And every time they come out, Phil's not out as much. Harry's out all the time. And you see people who have never done comedy before, like walk up to him and just start like interrupting him and just interrupting him and wasting his time, essentially. Like, hey, did you like my joke about this or blah, 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 that? And secondarily, don't ask people what they thought about your jokes after. I mean, don't do it before either unless you have a relationship with them. But especially don't do it after. No one knows what your jokes were.
Well,
You know
if
what I mean?
nobody's curious, if nobody's asking you like, "Hey, what are you working on this week or whatever?"
Yeah.
Don't just start bringing
bulldozing yourself in.
bulldozing
Yeah.
your jokes in like, "Ooh, I was thinking about."
Yep, I have that as well.
Yeah.
Don't run material on people without asking, or make excuses to talk just to run material on people.
Unless you can run that material smooth in a conversation.
No,
cool with it.
no. No, unless you can't. Okay, you can't.
You know what I mean.
I know, but they can't. All right. So yeah, I'm not trying to say don't talk to people or whatever, but there is sort of a reverence, man. I didn't talk to anybody when I first came in. There's like a level of like sort of reverence and respect I have for people who've been doing this a while. Like,
Yeah.
it's almost like a healthy fear of them. Like, dude, they don't want to talk to me. Why would Harry want to talk to me? Why would Phil want to talk to me? Why would any of these people want to talk to me? Even people that now I know are just terrible comedians that I thought were great back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is like sort of just this hierarchy, and it's a little bit like archaic, but it's kind of important, I think, to just show that you respect the process, that you respect comedy. And you know, I've definitely been accused of being a dick about that, and I probably am. But
Well, you are, but I think that it's I think it's from a good place. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think when you're a dick to people, it's because you're trying to help better them.
which is all the time.
Yeah. So I don't get him wrong. No, he is a dick. That is a fact.
No, this is why. I mean, look at all the shit that I have for this question. I
Yeah.
mean, let's be honest. So glad Vito asked. Don't be named Vito. I hate Vitos. Don't run the light. Big one. Don't run the light. If you don't, you should know the process going into it. At the comedy club, especially, if you run the light more than once, you're probably gonna get put on some sort of blacklist.
Also-
Running the light means going past your allotted time. If you don't know what that means, ask the host. They always post stuff everywhere, but ask the host of the mic where the light is or how many minutes they get at the end of the light. Even if they announce it, it's still good to know because you want to be up on that information.
Also,
Yeah, go ahead.
okay. Don't put your name in the lucky bucket if you don't have any jokes. I hate that.
Okay, nobody knows what the lucky bucket is. So let's explain
Well,
that.
okay. So the lucky bucket is like, let's say you're not on the list at the open mic at the club. You can write your name down. You can put it in a bucket.
Just
and
don't
then
sign up unless you're going to do jokes.
Yes. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Also, if you run out of jokes while you're on stage, be happy just calling it. You don't need to try to last your whole 4 minutes if you don't have anything to add.
Yep.
That's a big one for
Yeah.
me. And also, I just hate when people go up there and they have no jokes.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear a history
Don't
lesson.
wing it.
Yeah.
That's essentially what we're saying. Don't get up there and be like, oh, I'll figure something out. Don't wing it. Don't do crowd work, or at least don't do much crowd work. I mean,
Not
some
the-
people
yeah, at the
don't. Some
club
people
is-
disagree with that. I don't think you should be doing crowd work at an open mic, especially
Not a club open mic.
not unless you're at a place. Not unless you live in a place where you can get multiple mics every night. Stage time in this area and in most areas, if you're outside one of the major cities, you can't get 3 mics a night. You can't get even 2 mics a night. You might be able to get 1 mic every other night, depending on the size of the city. You don't want to waste that time on stuff you can't replicate. You need to be developing your material.
Yeah. I think crowd work has kind of hit it's hit its peak. I feel like now
hope so.
I feel like now
I
people are
hope
getting
so.
tired of seeing so
I
much
hate
crowd work on Instagram. Me too. I mean,
hate
it's cool if you're good at it.
I don't
And
even
that's
like it.
and that's great. You can do that and that's awesome. And I get there's moments. That's cool.
It's cool when it's organic to me, not
Yes.
when you're doing crowd work. When crowd work happens to you and you just play around with somebody, that's when it's cool to me.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you again.
Well, a lot of that because a lot of
Don't
crowd
interrupt people. That's the other part. Go
great.
ahead.
A lot of crowd work too is more canned than you would think, meaning that this person has
Yeah.
generated a subject, right? And they're like, okay, so if this person responds to my question that I asked with this answer or with this answer or with this answer, I'm going to have something to say for all of those answers. So that crowd work that you're seeing, you're like,
It's-
oh, that was really smart. It's what's called canned because they got it in the can. They got it in the tuck.
It's what's called canned. Yeah, it's fake improv. is what
Yes,
it is.
it's fake improv. Not that that's not cool and that you shouldn't have. That's cool that you have that, but it's also not.
Love it.
Yeah, it's also not what it. Yeah,
And-
I want to see jokes, man.
And similarly, work on material, meaning don't do the same set over and over and over and over again.
And
for
not
7
change
months.
anything.
Change things. And yeah, it doesn't mean you can't do the same general basic set, but you need to be making changes at all times. Because again, that stage time is precious, especially
Right.
at the club.
But sometimes telling that same joke multiple times is how you get the data to know
Sure.
where you need to change stuff.
I'm not talking about doing it 3-4 times in a row the same way and then
Right.
making changes. I'm talking about doing it for 5 months straight.
Right.
And then not making any changes and never changing it and never taking notes about it or anything like that. So,
Yeah. I also, man, I feel like now that we're getting into this, I have a lot to say.
yeah, dude. I figured you would.
The other thing that I've noticed too is to where a lot of open micers, I think, kind of fail is that they're not fans of stand up.
Yeah.
I feel like, if you're going to want to pursue doing stand up, be a fan of it, watch it, try to like learn from everybody around you and also specials that come out and all that shit. Try to learn from that. Because what are we doing? If you're just going up there because you want attention and then you're not willing to change anything, then you're not going to get better.
The excuse I hate on that one is like, oh, I don't want to like hear too much material, and then it'll ruin. I can't write about. Like, dude, you're not gonna.
That's so dumb. That is
you're
so
not,
stupid.
How do you think you come up with material? You can have different ways of saying things that are different. Whenever I watch specials, I always have new ideas that come up. Yeah, don't sit there and farm material from people you're watching. But at the same time, if you're avoiding it because you think your jokes are going to be too similar to somebody else, these guys are way better than you.
Yeah, that person's going to have a way better joke than you.
For sure.
They might make you think, hey, maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
Maybe that's the issue. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
God, I can't. It's too intimidating. But yeah, watch people do stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
Go to local shows. I mean, most of the comedy clubs that I know they will either give you discount tickets. They'll give you our club. If you're a comic, you can get in for free as long as you make reasonable arrangements.
Yeah. And then you're watching headlining comics for free.
Yeah. And watch the whole show. You can see what a host's supposed to do. You can see what features are like. You can see what the headliner's like. You can learn how to host as much as you can by watching.
Yeah. And also too, I know this part's tough. Like if you're hosting a show at the comedy club, the cool part is you do get to watch that headliner do the same set multiple times. They might change some stuff, whatever. You kind of pull some more out of it. I would recommend if you are not getting on to be able to host to watch a comedian multiple times in a row. If you like that comic, maybe watch them a couple times. Watch both shows.
Yeah.
Or watch one night and watch the next night, something, and
go watch the one-off shows and go watch shows where they're not as well attended. I mean, first of all, you're going to get an easier time getting let in for those,
right?
But also, those are the people who you're probably going to learn more from, because you won't be looking for specific starstruck type shit that people do. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
If I'm going to go watch Sam Morrill for a weekend and he's my favorite comic or whatever, like,
you're going to love it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to love it, and you're not going to analyze it the way you would somebody who's maybe not quite as well known to you, right?
Right.
A few other ones. Show up on time. Show up on time. Stay throughout the show. To the extent you can. I'm not saying you have to be there and never leave and wear a catheter or anything like that. But I'm saying, like, don't show up 5 minutes before your set and leave 5 minutes after your set. It looks terrible. And believe me, they notice, okay? All the clubs that do it, the open mic people who do it, if you have something come up, you need to do that every once in a while. Colton, for example, has to work at 6 a.m. We do a late night mic at Tees sometimes. He needs to get up. That thing starts at 10. He needs to get up and out. Okay, that's an understandable reason to get up and have to leave early. And even then, he stays when he can. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Show up on time. Stay throughout the show. Don't wing it. Already had that. Be polite, especially your servers, the people who work there, the security people, whoever it is. Be nice. If you're a jerk, they're not going to put you on. And they're certainly not going to book you. They might let you do open mics. They're not going to book you, though.
Right.
So be nice to people. Say please and thank you and that kind of crap.
Well, and sometimes, too, that goes further than how good of a comic you are, kind of. You know?
If you are not nice to the servers will report that you're a dick. They will absolutely be like, yeah, he's an asshole. You know what I mean? To general managers, to whoever.
Yeah.
Order something if you can and tip well. If you don't order anything, you should still bring a couple bucks in, throw it on the table for the server because they're still coming around and checking on you. It makes you look good. I mean, it makes you look like you understand what kind of work that they have to do, all right? You had 37 waters that you got yourself. I don't care. Leave $1 on the table. Something as simple as $1 is enough if you didn't get any actual.
Well, and some people too, some open mics don't get a big turnout, right? And sometimes
For sure.
the one at the club doesn't get a big
sure.
turnout. Those servers are still there, and we're like really appreciative of that we even get to go up and do stage time at the club, even if there's not that many people there.
For sure.
Doesn't matter. Show that you're there for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And like
Support
I
the
said, it doesn't have to be much. You can afford to bring $1.
I keep the lights on
bring
in that
$1.
place.
Yeah. Just bring $1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My general thing, and I understand I'm in a different position than most. My general thing is if I don't order anything, I still drop a $5 on them just because I can and I like them and they're awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And even if you're getting
so
booked,
rich, so rich.
and even if you're getting booked at the club, let's say you're hosting a weekend,
Yeah.
leave a tip in the green room.
Yeah. Leave a back room tip.
Yeah. Because that goes a long way too. And I try to do that every night if I'm back there.
Yeah. Dude, if you don't respect the people at the venue, anybody at the venue, you're dangerous ground because it can go bad in a hurry.
Right.
This one time I punched this girl and
I remember that.
it was awesome. I had to tip her extra after that.
He gave her $3.
Those are our do's and don'ts. Mostly don'ts. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Most of them were don'ts.
Yeah.
And that's me being old man Berg, just being these are great questions. I love to ask.
I will say
answer these
this. I will say this too. There's nothing wrong with doing the same joke multiple times. That's cool. But just don't do the same set multiple times. If you're gonna do a joke, you're like, oh, like this joke opens up the room a little bit, and then I can get into this other stuff that I'm trying to work on to make as good as that first joke. Essentially,
sure.
That should be your goal. You don't have to come up with a new 4 minutes every week or nothing. We're not saying that, but just if you're using one joke to open up a room to then go into your other stuff, that's a good way to do it. And then try to close with something that you know is going to be good. Right? Have a good opener and a good closer. And then your stuff in the middle can be absolute trash, but be trying to work on that. Either way, just write jokes, man. I think writing, if you're just coming and you're writing jokes and you're going up and you're telling jokes, you're not running your light, you're doing the right thing.
Don't tell me how bright the light is. Yeah. These are things that you're gonna do.
Move the
and
mic
it's totally
stand.
Fine. It's totally fine. It's just like one of those like when I get old and crotchety, I'm like, "Grr, somebody talking about the light. Grr."
Yeah. Oh no, I'll place bets on it. If you're a new open
we will
micer
do that.
and you're going up for your first time, I'll look at the people next to me and be like, "Oh, you got $1." They mentions the light.
And again, this is going to make me sound even more like a dick than I am. But like, if you aren't there, if you haven't been doing comedy for at least 2 months, I don't even acknowledge that you exist. Okay, because so many people come in and out of comedy so quickly.
Yeah, turnovers like Red Robin.
It's really crazy. It's all the time. Most people, I would say, half the people who do comedy, maybe even 60%, do it one time and that's it.
Yeah.
And then of the people who remain, of that 40%, half of those do it twice.
It's like starting a podcast.
Yeah, yes, yeah. It's you got to get to
the majority do it once.
You get to 2 to 3 months out, then I'll start talking to you like a human being. I mean, it's not quite that bad, but it's close.
Right.
Yeah. And it's not because I don't like you. It's just like I
don't want to hear your opinions on comedy.
You don't have a limited. You have a limited amount of time, right?
Yeah.
So like you want to spend it with people, or you want to talk to people who are in it, right?
Right.
For the long haul. You've been there for a few months, and then I know that you really have interest in this. I do want to talk to you about it, and so
how I know when a comic's doing bad.
I do feel bad about it, even though I do it all the time. I do really actually feel bad that how mean I am to some people.
Well, yeah. I mean, you are mean, but some I can tell what comic is doing bad by if they're like sitting with somebody that's like their third time. Like
Why?
You're sitting,
I don't understand. Now I don't get what you're saying.
Well, you were just saying the opposite. You were saying that like you want to sit with people that care about it and everything. Like this person is sitting with somebody brand new that is.
Oh, you're saying? Wait, are you saying someone who's been doing it for a while chooses to sit with someone who just started?
Right, and that person that's been doing it for a while is not that good. I think that is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
all right. We got there eventually.
I mean, the audience was there. It just took Jay a minute.
I'll take the blame on this one.
Okay.
I'm really nice to first timers. After that, I'm not.
Yeah.
You're very
I'm
first
nice
time,
to people.
I'm very nice.
I'm nice to people, anyways. But that doesn't mean that I want to hang out.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm not trying to hang out with you.
Yeah, because you're fake as shit. I'm real. That's why you think I'm an asshole.
No,
I'm actually
you're just a real asshole. That's what that is.
Here's the thing about comedy, and I'll say this to anybody who will listen, which is apparently you guys right now. In my opinion, you're going to have 1 million people blowing smoke up your ass for most of the time you do comedy, no matter how bad you are.
Man, Man.
I hate it, and it drives me nuts, and I refuse to be that
Do
person.
you think so? I do not give compliments
kidding
out
me?
to just like everybody, dude.
That's the biggest lie I've ever heard in
You
my
think
life,
I give
dude.
compliments out to people that have done bad? No way.
Dude. All right.
No, you're wrong on that one.
We'll have that conversation off air.
No, I'm just
wow.
not going to eat them alive like you do, but I won't compliment them.
Okay.
I won't be like, you did a good job if you
All
just
right.
ate it up there.
Okay. Most people are going to tell you how great you are. That's how it is.
Do you think I'm telling people how great they are all the
Dude,
time?
let's not talk about you. Let's talk about most people right now because we just fundamentally disagree on this point.
Okay.
80% of the people that you talk to after a mic, what are they going to say? Oh, great job. Oh, that was really funny. Oh, that's what they say. Whether you ate a bag of dicks or were amazing, they're going to give you the same compliment.
Oof, really?
Yes. Have you not been to open? You think all those compliments are real? Do you think the stripper really wants to hang out with you later?
Strippers love me.
Exactly. It's the same exact concept, man. That's my take on it. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's the way I see it. I see a bunch of people
I do
running
think
out there
this- yeah.
having terrible sets and getting glad-handed and oh my God, you were so great. And it doesn't help. To me, that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, for a fact.
For a delusional person to keep letting themselves be deluded. Because then you have to listen to them the next week and they're just as terrible as they were the week before.
And that's the thing, man. Like, we want to just see we want to see comedy get better.
I
right?
do. Yeah.
Open mics are hard to watch, especially when you're watching them 8
100%.
times a week, 10 times a week.
Yeah.
You want to see good comedy.
Yeah. And if I tell you that I thought you had a good set, I mean it. And you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. If Jay thinks you had a good set, you probably had an okay set.
No, well, I think you had a good set. I'm not saying you actually did. I'm saying that I'm being honest about it, right?
Yeah.
You may have had a shitty set. I just liked it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
But if I say that I really liked your set, I actually mean that I
liked
really
it.
liked
Yeah.
your set. And maybe I should be nicer to people, but you know what? Whatever, man.
I
It's a tough
honestly,
world out there.
I like that you're a dick to people.
I know. I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot from people that they like that I'm a dick to people, and I don't think I'm a dick to people. I just think I'm
Well, you haven't
very
been around
honest.
yourself?
No, I'm just honest with people.
Yeah.
Sometimes I am,
But sometimes it's brutally
yeah.
honest.
Sometimes I am a dick, but I don't think I'm.
Sometimes it's brutally honest.
I don't think it's actually as much as my reputation allows for. But whatever, dude. This isn't about me. This isn't about me, and I started for the next thing.
This is not about me.
Let's get on to something
How
else.
I
Nobody
feel.
wants to hear the rest of it. Vito, thanks
that
for
helps,
writing
Vito.
in, man. We'll do another couple or another question. You answered or you asked a bunch of questions. We'll do like one a week or something.
Unless we
until
get more mail.
Yeah, let's get more mail. That was our first ever email to the podcast. Email is standupsnobs@gmail.com.
Hell yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about. Oh, I don't know. You want to talk about? Oh yeah.
The meatloaf! We want it now! The meatloaf!
Meatloaf.
Yeah.
Ma, the meatloaf! Fuck!
We're
And
still
this
yet to have
segment, man.
meatloaf.
Dude, I don't think we're able to have meatloaf. That's sort of the best part.
I love that.
So this is Mom's menu. This is Mom's menu portion of the show. Mom came in clutch early, and she made baked ziti.
Yeah. I had
So
never
it's
had
just
it before.
Just a nice pasta, you
Yeah.
know,
Kind of like
Had some-
lasagna style.
peppers and some basil and some white onions and sausage, Italian sausage.
It was amazing.
Good pasta dish with with ziti noodles and cheese. You had multiple helpings, dude. You're ready.
Yeah.
I don't know if Bev's gonna get hers on the way home.
We'll see.
You're probably gonna crush it before you
I'll give it to
give
her.
Bev her leftovers. So that was Mom's menu. I'll get a recipe out if she gives me one. Next segment, the Why I'm Better segment. This is the segment that started this whole thing. Of course, you know, we're two of the greatest comedians of all time. We're two comedians that still have a combined follower count under 1,000.
Just wait.
Yeah, you host some, I host some.
We're on our way.
We're not big time. We do this podcast out of my mom's basement where she brings us baked ziti, and my dog scratches at the door the whole time. And we like to tell great comedians how to do their job and how we're better than they are. So why not take on maybe the biggest buck in all the land,
Let's do it.
Mr. Nate Bargatze, probably I think unquestionably the most successful current comedian right now.
I don't know if I'll stand by that,
Biggest name. Who do you think's bigger?
but Shane Gillis.
I don't think so. We don't
Okay,
have to discuss
it doesn't
that.
matter.
We talked about. I think just the clean thing makes him bigger.
All right.
Why I'm better? You want to go first, or me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. This is Colton Drake on why he's better, obviously, than Nate Bargatze.
Okay. Hey, Nate. You know how I'm better than you? I'm not gonna walk out to a stupid song. You know? Oh, I'm so happy. I'm a family man. We get it, dude. I'm also better because I'm not afraid to say bad words. You know? Sometimes it feels like you're just dancing and you're scared to say stuff. Right? I don't get that, right? Like he was even like, he didn't want to say, oh my God. He's like, oh golly, or whatever. Like, that's a euphemism. All right. Oh shoot. We know what you want to say. Say the words, you know, stop being a coward. All right. Just say the words, by golly. That's
All
it.
right. You're very biting. Why you're better than Nate Bargatze from
Yeah, it was tough.
Colton
It was
Drake.
tough. I'll be honest. It was a hard one.
Yeah, whatever. It'll be fine. All right.
Yeah, it's amazing. I know
I'll show
what
you
I
how
did
it's
was
done.
great. Here we go. No cursing.
See, this is how you tell somebody and give somebody an honest critique without just pretending like you're even critiquing them at all. God, you have no balls. I can't believe you didn't say anything about him.
I did. I
didn't
said the
say
song choice was bad.
Didn't like his song choice.
And he didn't curse. You're scared to.
Curse. Biggest.
What are you
non.
gonna say? Oh, you're too slow.
All right, buddy. Here we go.
Step on your stuff.
Nate Bargatze. I don't think you're as nice as you pretend you are. I don't believe it at all. You get your daughter to come out there and be all, hey, get my dad, Nate Bargatze. I don't buy it, okay? I don't think she likes you. I think you forced her to come out there. She doesn't want to come to your shows, for one. I think you've hit your wife a few times, for sure. No doubt on that one, dude. Doesn't he look like he beats his wife? I think so. Why do you tell every joke like you're answering a question on Family Feud? You have your arm behind your back. I'm expecting you to ask, like, what's the best thing to bring on a picnic? Can you just stand like a normal person, please? You're not as nice as you appear. Like I said, I think you hit your wife. I don't know why I said that part, but that's fun. He clearly does, though, right? Don't you think?
No, I don't. I'm not
you're not gonna agree
subscribing.
with me?
This is called How
This
Am I
is-
Better, not
this
what
is
I hated
honest.
about you.
You don't think being better than someone means not hitting your significant other?
You don't even have a wife to hit.
It doesn't matter.
So you don't know. Maybe you would hit her.
What you're saying is it's okay to hit your wife.
No, I'm saying it's not okay, but you don't know Nate's struggle.
I know other people who don't hit their wives.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
I don't buy it.
Nice to chat.
I don't buy it at all.
You think I'm hitting a redhead? Get
You're
out of
hitting
here. I'm
her-
going
you're
to
hitting
get
her all the time.
stabbed. Get
You're hitting her all the
stabbed in
time.
the eyes.
As you can tell, that was a very serious why I'm better than Nate Bargatze.
What was the
Clearly-
reason you're better?
clearly
What was
struck
the
his
reason you were
wife.
better?
I don't beat my wife.
Okay, so you just made up this fake
He
fact.
obviously,
and
it's
then-
clear as day, dude. He's got bruises on his knuckles. You can see it the entire time. I also say, he tells his jokes all the time like he's a contestant on Family Feud, and I think that's ridiculous. Yeah, you are too slow. Yeah, you intentionally mispronounce words, man. That's bullshit. You're lying to the audience. I don't.
And
buy
Jay
it.
doesn't do
I've
that.
Also,
Jay doesn't do that.
I've also heard your podcast. You're not very nice to the people on your podcast. Like, he really isn't. He's kind of you have this whole like I'm the nicest person in comedy. That's like your thing. That's what people have said about you. I don't buy it, man.
Yeah.
I don't buy it. I heard you cheated on your taxes too. That's what I heard.
Boom. You know what Jay doesn't do?
Mince words, baby.
Cheat on his taxes.
Oh yeah, trash. It's also trash.
Oh, yeah, it's also trash.
That was the most serious.
That one was
version
fun. Actually,
of
it was fun.
Nate of why I'm better. I don't know. I can just throw out allegations about beating your wife a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to think about that. We may have to dump that part.
Oh no, we're not dumping it.
Are you kidding me? I don't
We
get in
can't dump
trouble.
that.
He's got enough money to sue me.
Oh God, we can't dump it.
He could actually sue me.
Just because you didn't follow the rules with it, that's not.
I absolutely followed the rules. What did you? You're better than him because you.
Because I
your
wouldn't
thing
choose
is
a bad song.
you
'Cause I
have
wouldn't choose a bad
walkout music.
Yep.
You think that's a better
Yeah.
thing?
That's one way how I'm better. This is the rules of the game. How I'm better. Not hey, I'm
Nothing-
better because I don't beat my wife and nobody knows about
I want to go back. I agree that mine was not focused on
you being better.
much substance. The only one that was the Family Feud part, and then I said his intentional mispronouncing things.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go back. I don't think you've said one thing about anyone's actual performance yet. It's always like
Yeah,
what
I just
they
said
look
I just said
like,
how I was better by not.
not choosing a walkout song. That is not performance. That has nothing to do with
Well,
it.
I said I'm better because I'm not afraid to curse.
Not afraid to. Okay, that's the hardest hitting. That's the hardest.
I
one
thought
to
the
hit
song
you've
one hit
had
harder
so
than
far.
that. To be honest with you,
Ridiculous, man.
honestly, dude, I crush this every
Ridiculous.
time.
You are such a pansy.
You're a pansy. Okay, all right. I'm a pansy because I don't throw out allegations about him beating his wife, and I'm a pansy.
Oh yeah, you started this.
It's fun though,
nonsense.
right? Isn't it fun?
It's not. I feel dirty about it.
You know.
It's like, I work in truth, man. I work in truth. I just said that. I talked about.
crazy.
I know that's what I'm saying. I just talked about how if you heard something from me, I heard a critique, it was going to be the truth. I don't know that he beats his wife. I just saw the bruised knuckles, and I put 2 and 2 together.
I totally missed the bruised knuckles. That's on me.
I didn't see bruised knuckles, but whatever.
Oh, so now we're just lying.
Yeah, I just lied. Yeah, we've been doing that the whole time. Where have you been?
It's based on truth.
It's ridiculous.
You lie immediately.
What do you mean based on truth?
That's what you
Why
said.
Is yours?
That's what you said. This is gonna be so funny for the
Why is
listeners,
that?
dude.
Why?
They're gonna love this.
What do you mean I said it's based on truth?
You said that just a second ago.
Oh, okay. I don't remember saying that.
It's fun. This is fun. I love this.
It's ridiculous is what it is. This is too long. This episode's
supposed to be
already too
ridiculous.
long.
Don't worry though. We're feeding you guys content, dude. This is content.
Absolutely. Yeah, hopefully tomorrow I wake up and they're like, Spokane podcaster levies jaw-dropping allegation against Netflix superstar.
And then they
Nate
play your
Bargatze.
Jimmy Carter bit. That'd be awesome.
Oh my god. All right, next segment. This Week in Plumbing. You got a This Week in Plumbing, buddy?
Yes, I do. Okay.
All right. As you know, if you're a follower of the podcast, still after those scathing Nate Bargatze, jeez, domestic violence allegations. Good Lord, what am I doing? For the record, I don't think he does.
God, I hate that you're doubling back.
No,
now.
he pays somebody else to do it. He's not going to bust up those pretty hands. Good Lord, that's ridiculous.
So funny.
This Week in Plumbing is the segment where my buddy Colton Drake, Union 44, tells you what he did in the last week in plumbing.
All right. So this week I met with the Tub Ninja. Got to get some stuff fixed. I've had these DAP booster pumps giving me some trouble, so I had to change out the base today.
Damn.
I kept my guys kind of just working on the groundwork. I got guys running water and drilling. And yeah, man, it's just a lot of trying to wrap shit up and make things, go smooth, flow like
DAP
water.
work. Yeah, DAP work. That's big, dude. It's rough.
No, the pumps.
Yeah, the pumps too.
Yeah,
That's
DAP
also,
booster pumps.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the
dude,
brand.
DAP pumps.
That's the brand
got
of
you.
the pumps.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, the Tub Ninja thing was cool though. Like it was
Tub
interesting to
Ninja,
see
sweet.
how he does stuff. Yeah,
All right. I think that's enough for that segment.
yeah, I was done with it.
Good. All right. Next segment. Of course, we have to update our IG follower counts. Colton, last week, you were at 425. How much you got this time?
431.
431 is an increase of 6. You're up 6. I got you this week, I think. If you don't know, President Jimmy Carter died. I have a pretty good bit about
He has a great bit on it.
how I get days off when presidents die because I work for the federal government. So I re-released that on Instagram yesterday and got quite a number of follows as a result.
Hell yeah, man.
So I went to 370. Oh, I was at 3. I lost one though. I was at 377. Now I'm at 376. So I'm up 10 total. So I beat you this week. Yeah. Eat it, Colton. I finally beat you again. Week 1 and now week 8. I'm at 376. You're 431.
Is this how it feels to be on your side of it?
55.
Ugh, I hate it.
Yeah, you're 55 followers ahead of me, man.
We're gonna stop this segment.
I mean,
I'm just fucking around.
my total.
I'm
my
just
total
freaking around.
increase,
I'm just freaking
16,
around.
dude.
Good for you, man.
Yours 40. So you're crushing me overall. You're fine. You're doing good.
It's all right. I think it's fun though because it kind of generates us to try to get followers. You know, like we're focused on that. When we really
yeah, I
weren't.
mean, yeah, I do it by posting content. You do it by harassing people in malls. I get it. I understand.
I got content.
Yeah, the stuff that I put out.
Yeah,
on your,
exactly.
On your
That's exactly what I'm
on
saying.
your page.
I know.
Oh,
I need
Jesus.
to cut up some stand up.
No,
I'm
you
just
guys-
banking stuff.
Hey, yeah, you can follow us at you can follow Colton at Colton Drake Comedy.
At
You can-
Colton Drake Comedy, baby, on
You can follow
Instagram.
me at Jay Bird Comedy on Instagram, and
If you want to follow me on TikTok, it's
no one wants to follow you on TikTok.
the culturing is what it is. Like the Conjuring, but the culturing.
That's bad, dude. When did
What's
you
your
make
TikTok?
that? I don't have one because I'm a human being. What?
What?
When did you get your TikTok?
I've had it. I just thought I'd toss it out in there.
When did you get it?
I don't know. Think I remember the dates? I don't remember when I got hired.
Give me a range. 5 years
2
ago?
years ago?
2 years ago? There
2
you
and a half
go.
years ago?
Was that hard? Jesus.
No, I thought you wanted a date and a day and a time.
Did I ask for a date and time? I just said when. I didn't say what was the exact date.
What was the setting
It's not
outside? What was the weather?
cross-examination
Jesus
right here.
Christ, Jay.
Good Lord.
What are we doing? Good
You're
golly.
ridiculous.
Good golly.
You're ridiculous. So
ridiculous.
IG follower account. We're moving on up. I'm sure after
We're climbing,
accusing
dude.
Nate Bargatze of Domestic Violence. I will be sure to get a lot more followers.
You're gonna boom up. Yeah, that's gonna be a clip.
Yeah, people, or maybe a couple of detractors, maybe a couple comments, maybe even an email at standupsnobs@gmail.com.
Oh, if we get hate mail, dude.
Yeah, we made it. Who are you listening to, my man? This is the segment where we tell you who we've been listening to lately, and we tell you to follow them on Instagram or wherever.
Okay.
Who you got?
Honestly, I've been listening to a lot of Brooke and Jubal in the morning, which is not stand up.
Brooke and Jubal.
I've been listening to that, and then I have been second date updates. It's fun. I've also been listening to Trey Crowder.
Trey Crowder, TRECROWDER.
Trey
What did I say?
TRAE,
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
You got it. His Instagram is official Trey Crowder, and again, that's spelled TRAE.
Yes.
Crowder. So check him out. He is super funny. Super funny guy. I wonder if you're like hosting for him soon or something, or if that has something to do with it.
Oh, maybe when we get to gigs, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, weird. I am listening to Brittany Lysang. She won Seattle International Comedy Competition this year. That's what Phil told me about her, and so I started checking her out. She doesn't have a ton of clips on Instagram, but I have seen some of her clips here. She's really funny. Like I said, she just won Seattle International Comedy Competition. She's
That's
a
awesome.
Canadian chick. Yeah, real funny. Her Instagram is Brittany the Comedian. That's Brittany, BRITTANY, the Comedian. So check her out. She's real cool. Upcoming gigs. Go ahead.
Yeah. January 2nd, 2025, at the Spokane Comedy Club for the Comedy Deathmatch show. Starts at 7. Tickets
Thursday?
Yep, that's this Thursday. Tickets start, they're $10 for tickets. And then January 4th, I'm at the Draft Zone in Post Falls. The show starts at 8. Tickets are also $10 for that. And then January 17th and 18th, I'm at the Spokane Comedy Club. 4 shows total. I'm hosting for Trey Crowder.
What? Bombshell.
Yeah, pretty neat. Get a
Cool.
host for a guy I'm listening
A little
to.
early
What?
to be listening to him. You should have waited till a couple weeks later
I can't believe I.
and then dropped his name.
What's
then.
the
It would've
chances?
Got you more.
What's the chances?
I don't know. Pretty 100% probably. All right. I will be at the Quincy Belt Tournament of Champions on that January 4th date. That is this Saturday. Colton will be competing. I am hosting that. The grand prize wins $12.50, but that is not. This is the semifinal heat. That'll be a good show. Be really fun. That usually sells out. $10. Check them out in Draft Zone at Draft Zone in Post Falls. And then the only other thing I got January 12th. I'm featuring at Spokane Comedy Club.
Hell
I believe
yeah.
That's a Sunday night for Laura Peak. So check her out. Check us out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
The feature spot. That's
A little
dope.
feature one, and then I have
At the
another
club?
one later that week, but that was more than 2 weeks out, so I didn't do it. But it's earlier than your Trey Crowder hosting weekend, so maybe I should have done it. Oh well, whatever.
Dude, that's cool, man. I'll be there. I'll watch you.
That brings us to our last segment. We went way too far over. I'm gonna have to cut out all the domestic violence stuff.
No, you got to leave that.
Now I am gonna leave it. We'll see if I get canceled or not. Probably not.
You're not. You'll be
You
fine.
can just
Can't get
randomly
canceled.
accuse people of committing felonies, right? That's totally fine.
If you get canceled, you're going to get followers. It'll be good.
Next week, that's all we have. Next week we have Akash Singh.
Akash Singh, yes.
Akash Singh. Sorry, I said his name wrong. We were looking for one to do, and we couldn't really figure out what to do. Colton was like, you know what? I want to watch this special. And it's from March of last year.
Yeah, it's a little older.
He knows him from the Flagrant podcast with Andrew Schultz. Is that
Yep.
correct? Came out March 2024. It's called Gaslit. We're just going to do that one because we couldn't figure out one that we wanted to do that was like recent. So just want to thank you guys for listening. We do appreciate it. We are ticking up on our numbers. We're having a good time. We had our first episode go over 100, as I mentioned. Jim Gaffigan episode went over 100 listens. That's cool.
It's awesome.
So we're really thankful for that. We do appreciate it. I hope you all had a great holiday season and have a happy new year. And Colton, what do you want to say?
Bye-bye.
All right.
4 dudes in here can name 9 genders. I'll suck all your... People in New York City were yelling. They'll be like, oh, okay, so just because a dude fucks dudes, you think he's gay. Guys, just take a look at me. I am very rapeable. A good friend of mine came out to me as being non-binary. I hope you're not mad. I hope we can still be friends. Please don't be upset. How could I ever be upset at you about something like this? I don't know what it means.
Pop the 911 for the racist times. Brand new rollie for the wasted time.